Today is November 22nd, 2012. The world's supposed to end in just 29 days.
Yeah.
Scary thought. And of course, there are people that actually believe that the world is going to end. There's people that believe it isn't going to end, and then there's some people that are like, it could go either way.
If it ends, what can we do to stop it?
There's nothing we can do to stop it. If the world's going to end, there's nothing you can do to stop it. But
So why worry about it?
I'm one of those people that's like, if it ends, it ends. If it doesn't, it doesn't, you know? Like I said, there's nothing that you can really do to stop it. Of course, then there's the crazy, nutty people that are, stocking up on the canned goods and whatnot. If the world's going to end, I don't know what good those canned goods are going to do you, but that's what people are doing, just like they did with fucking Y2K.
I don't know what good some green beans are going to do you if there's nuclear war or natural disasters.
I don't know why people thought that the world was going to end at Y2K. I never understood that one. The only thing I could really think of is, okay, if all the computers glitch, then, yeah, it could set off some nuclear warheads. But at the same time, that could destroy some areas of the world, but not, the entire world, I don't think.
They also thought that all of the financial records were going to be destroyed and we'd be in an economic collapse.
But see, the thing about that is they knew the Y2K was going to happen 10 years before it did. So they actually had computer experts working round the clock from like 1991 on to change all of that, to make all of the dates 4-digit instead of 2-digit like they were. And that was the only problem, was dates in computer systems were 2-digit instead of 4-digit. Now it's all been changed. And it was all changed long before that happened. So people really overreacted about that one. Of course, then they thought bird flu and swine flu were going to be the end of the world. And who can forget, last year, that crazy reverend guy that predicted the world was going to end in April, and it didn't. He said, I was 6 months off. It's actually going to end in October. And then it didn't, and the guy kind of disappeared.
Yep.
I haven't heard shit from him since.
I don't know if he actually believed that, or maybe he just wanted attention.
Listening to the guy talk, he really believed that he was right. He said that it was, it was all based off of mathematics. He, did all of his date checking and timeline checking throughout the book of Revelations, but...
See, that's something I don't understand. If you're a Christian, you're supposed to believe that God is going to do what he's going to do, and you're not supposed to know what's going to happen. Why would he give you clues in the Bible if he didn't want you to know what was going to happen?
That's the thing, is if you read the book of Revelations, it doesn't give you any timelines, really. It just says, this is what's going to happen when the world ends.
Yeah, it doesn't
it just... Yeah.
There's nothing hidden inside of it.
It's just a detailed account of what's going to happen. There's nothing really hidden there.
If you believe in the Bible, you believe that humans were a conduit. But humans are not infallible. So anything written by humans is going to have mistakes in it. Plus, it's been translated 10 million times, so...
And
there's no way that you could have any kind of mathematics that would actually make sense as to predict the world's end.
And God likes to be unpredictable anyways. And so, if you got a bunch of nuts coming out every year saying, hey, the world's going to end on this date, God's going to say, oh, well, it was, but it's not now. He could do that. He is God. So he can say, oh, you think the world's going to end on December 22nd, 2012? It's not. Try again. He will pick a date that nobody is going to predict. That's how I feel about it.
I think the Mayans stopped on that day because it was convenient.
Or it's because they just happened to disappear right around that time. That's what happened. The Mayans disappeared.
They were unable to keep going with the calendar.
Yeah.
Maybe someone got tired of reading it.
But it isn't just the Mayan calendar. There's all this other stuff like the Earth, the Sun, and a black hole aligned together, and there's like some sort of magnetic shift and all this other stuff. And then apparently Nostradamus predicted as well. And the funny thing about Nostradamus is people will interpret his his writings to mean something that's completely off. You know, completely off.
You can take numbers or sayings and interpret them any way you want. You can twist them any way you want to have them mean anything.
Exactly.
You could take Shakespeare and say that he predicted stuff. If you really wanted to.
You could say that George Orwell predicted stuff. He was just off by a few years. You know, the whole Big Brother thing. I've been saying for years that, you know, reality TV is exactly like what what we saw in 1984. You know, where people were watching each other on television. You know, people have TV cameras in their homes, webcam shows online. You know, and we're not talking about just like the sex webcam stuff. There's people who have webcams all throughout their house, and you can see everything they do every second of the day through their webcams. You know, and it's not just reality TV. You know, it's not just celebrities on reality TV. You know, normal everyday people have these reality TV shows. You can see into people's living rooms. You know, and I you know, when I had Ron on the show, he said that, you know, they really pushed for this digital box for everyone to have in their homes. And he said, what if that's the government's way of spying on us? You know, it's really a possibility. You know, especially with these new flat screen TVs, they could be able to see everything we're doing. So you could say that George Orwell predicted the future. You know, you could say that Stephen King predicted the future.
You could.
You know, you could twist something that somebody says and make it seem like something that actually happened.
And all the people who believe in like numerology and think that numbers can predict everything. You can multiply and divide and add and subtract numbers to get any number if you do it a certain way.
Yeah.
So there's no way that you could take a bunch of numbers out of the Bible and put them together in random ways to get something that you want to get and say that that's going to be accurate.
Exactly. All right, we're going to get back into some music. Today is the 15th anniversary of the death of the late INXS singer Michael Hutchence. So we played that little tribute for him at the beginning of the show. Right now, I'm going to play the Goo Goo Dolls doing a cover of the INXS hit Don't Change.